Hey guys, Pete here and welcome back to the case study. Now, if you remember in the previous video we did from Friday till Tuesday, we are now sitting on Friday the 19th of April, and we've basically been running this campaign for about a week. I probably launched it about this time of day last week. So what we did was we set up our Facebook campaign based on the Power 5 structure that Facebook wants us to do. And then I'm just running this and we just want to see what kind of results we can get. So we've done Friday till Monday, and now we're looking at Tuesday, the 16th of April. What I was really interested in seeing, first of all, was if you remember our previous in the previous video, it kind of looked like that Facebook had chosen our website visitors to be the winning ad set, right? It had pushed about $50 worth of the $100 a day budget towards that particular ad set. So it kind of seemed as though that was going to be the winner. Now, what I was concerned with was that they had already picked the winner and that it was going to then just start to gradually increase the budget. I'm happy to tell you that that is not what happened. So if we come and look here, this is the day after the day after Monday, and on that Monday it had pushed, I think, $50 towards here. So it had pushed $50 towards that ad set. But if you look at Tuesday, I think it's at 46. So it kind of went down, which is actually promising, right? It shows that it's kind of optimizing and it is doing what it says it does. In the previous video, I told you that I did have a gut feeling that 4 days isn't enough to draw any conclusions from this, and you'll see soon that was quite right. So basically, I was looking at this cold traffic, and man, that's not going too great, right? Two sales at $50 a pop. So we needed to change the creative. What was also worrying was, the number of clicks we were getting. We're paying about $1 a click, which isn't really the case. It shouldn't really be the case. So what I did was I actually left this. It was a video, if you remember. I actually left this for Wednesday, and we can have a look what happened on Wednesday. It did get a little bit better. Clicks did go up, but it still wasn't, absolutely amazing. So on this day, this is where I changed so I left it, for Tuesday, and then the morning of Wednesday, and then Wednesday morning sometime, I changed the creatives for the cold traffic. Okay, so what I've done is I took just a picture post with a lot of social proof that I've used in the past, and it's kind of like putting your best foot forward. I wanted to see what kind of reaction the audience would get. Now, keep in mind that these cold traffic audiences are lookalike audiences. There are 4 of them, and then there's this competition audience, which is my competition. I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous video, but I've also excluded my buyers and the engagement people and the people who have visited my site. So I'm looking for fresh people who don't really know about my business, right? So that is a little bit better. It's still not great, but you can see that the warm traffic, actually, I haven't even looked at the stats to see what really happened here. Now here's the thing, is that this website visit has gone down by $12 now. So that's also promising. So it is kind of playing around with all of this. Now, the problem here is that this 50% video view audience, I don't have a video running. So we can do one of two things. A, we can come back and maybe run a real broad video campaign here. I don't know, just to people who don't know our business, and exclude as much as you can, and really just try and find fresh people to introduce to our brand, and maybe run it at a loss. I mean, if it makes a sale, that's awesome, but maybe that's just to build that video view audience. Or we could turn that audience off. I don't really know which one to do. We might just turn it off, and then as you can see from the warm traffic, I mean, if they started to push this budget to this is a bad example because this day was a little bit slow. But I will say this, once I did change the cold traffic creative, these sales seem to come in later in the day, right? Which leads me to yesterday. And you can see what happened yesterday. We had 14 sales on cold traffic and we had 10 sales on our warm traffic. Now, how weird is this? The chain reaction from having a awesome well, a better creative for your cold traffic then actually kickstarts and ignites this. And I'm trying to work out, like, okay, it's Thursday, the 18th of April. Was there, it's not really payday, it's not the end of the month. I was trying to look for something like that. I didn't, there's no emails going out, anything like that. You can see how many more clicks this is getting, right? So if we go back to Tuesday, you can see 112 clicks for the cold traffic, and then we come back to Thursday and 280, boom, nearly 3 times the amount. How cool is that, right? And then if we go to the end here, I need to fix my columns up a little bit here, but you can see our return on ad spend is 3 and 5.3. That's on cold traffic. Okay, so I'm super excited. I'm super pumped about this. And then if we go and look at our warm traffic, we can see video views 0, right? So it's $16.70 that could have been put into one of these, and we would have made even more sales. So that's, nice issue to have, right? And then if we look at the cold traffic, actually I haven't looked at this, so I'm quite excited to see how this went. It's a fairly even spread. Now this competition, wow, that's awesome. So, there was only one that was over $10 per sale, and let's see what these return on ad spends look like. Competition return on ad spend, $14. Oh, if I could have that every single day, I would. That's amazing. So we're starting to kind of figure out, this is starting to kind of take shape. So what's the next move? Obviously, we want to try and scale this bad boy. How are we going to do that? Well, I don't want to scale too fast, right? Because Facebook is kind of learning, the pixel is starting to figure out which pockets of traffic within these are converters, right? So if we push that up to 50, if we do like $150 or $200 daily, and we just go double our ad spend, that learning phase is going to start again. If you're playing with $200 a day, that's one thing, but as soon as you start playing with $400, $600, $700, $800 a day in ad spend, mistakes become very, very costly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up by 20%, so $20 each, and let's do that right now. And I wonder if I can and let's do that right now. So we'll put it up by $20 each, and then I'm going to give it until Tuesday again. Now, there is a train of thought here that you should duplicate these so that if it all falls over, you have something to go back to. I'm going to live dangerously. Let's give it a shot. So we'll put that up to 120, and then I'm going to publish that. And then we'll do the other one. This power editor is so slow at the moment. And then we'll do this one. We'll put this up to 120 as well. And let's kind of see what happens here. All right. So that seems to be working. Now I need to figure out what we're going to do with this video view audience one, because that audience is going to become stale very quickly. Right. So that's on one side of this. Now, there are a couple of things that might happen and that will happen, and it's just a matter of when, is the creative we're using for the cold traffic, that's going to become stale at some stage. There's going to become a point where everyone has seen it, and it just starts to decline. Unfortunately, that's just the way this paid traffic works. So we're going to just keep an eye on that, and when that does happen, we're going to have to respond. We will probably have to swap out that creative, and that could have a positive or a negative effect on things. So let's keep an eye on that. And then obviously we need to make sure that we maintain these kinds of returns. Like I said in the first video, if we could keep it at around $10, that would be amazing. That wouldn't be amazing. We get it below $10, that's amazing. But I'm pretty happy with these results so far. So altogether, it was a little bit shaky at the beginning. I don't think I had the right creative for the cold traffic. Remember, the warm traffic creative is a dynamic feed of, I think it's 37 of my most profitable or my best products in this shop. So let's kind of just see how this all plays out. On a side note, I have started as of today, Friday, I've started to run something similar on a different shop, which is one that I have just started and I'm using as an example for in my Google Ads course as it's as kind of like an ongoing case study, right? So the difference between that and this one is that one is brand new. There's I've got probably 100 likes as of right now on the fan page. I don't know, the Instagram page has got a dozen maybe followers, and so that's a different ball game because I don't really have a seasoned pixel and followers. So I'm very interested to see how this reacts, how this works with that. So I'll be reporting back on that as well. I've done it at a much smaller budget, $20 a day. But what I'm doing furiously behind the scenes is working on getting the engagement on my posts up to really try and nurture those prospects and really try and get them liking my company. You can kind of see an example on my blog of how I do that. Cool, so that's that for now. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Sometimes these experiments create more questions than answers, but I think this is actually working really well. I'm chuffed. I haven't had results like this from Facebook in a while, so especially for this shop. So I'm really happy with the way this is going. So if you have any questions, let me know. Enjoy your